Hey YouTube, this is Chuck Jennels of CNS Mining and Manufacturing in Northern Arizona. And if you watched my last video on sluicing on Turkey Creek, one of my several problems I had was this sluice you see in the video here. And the main problem with it is this. Let me see if I can give you a better shot. Is right here. We've got a nut and a Phillips screw holding the riffle rack down. So you need two tools in order to clean up your mat underneath it. And it has expanded metal and miner's moss, and so we couldn't clean that. I didn't have those tools with me, which I normally do, but even so, with a sluice, you want to make everything easy, and this sluice is made for it to lift up the riffle rack, as you can tell in the back. If you look on the head end of the sluice, let me just go up a little bit. Right here, you can see that this is hinged right here. These two bolts form a hinge, and your rack will lift up and down. So what I'm going to do is I've got two sets of these, and these are a latch that a friend of mine used similar ones on his 3-inch dredge, and they work really good. They're a little bit of a high-end latch, but I think they'll be fine here. The actual latching part, as you can see, has two holes in it here, and that's for pop rivets, and we'll pop rivet that right to the side here, so that it won't be in the way. And then I think I'm not going to pop rivet the catch at the top. I think I might just tack weld it. We'll have to see as we go along here. So that's the plan. Let me see if I can make it happen. So the first order of operation here will be to take this off, and it takes a 7/16 wrench and a Phillips screwdriver. And this is a locking nut, by the way. It's a nylock nut, so that just makes it worse yet. You can imagine having to do this on the stream. And they're on both sides like that. I mean, it's, wow, that just makes it hard. So I'm going to pull both of these anyhow. No sense in you watching me take a screw out, so I'll be back. Just in case you think it didn't make any difference, this material just fell out while I was taking the end of the riffle rack off, and it's that much material is still in that carpet and in behind those riffles, and just couldn't get it out, washing it out up on the creek. So this will make a huge difference in this, but I did find out an interesting thing that here we have the end of what normally is welded on most sluices. This is welded right here. And so that's probably what I'm going to do. Is you can see the end of the riffle rack doesn't go clear to the end of the carpet anyhow. So I'm probably going to weld that on and fix it that way, and then put the latch on. Okay, onward and upward. Okay, I just cleaned off my bench all that material you saw. So I got it panned down a little bit. I had to do it outside. I didn't want this all over my shop. So let me get a little bit better angle on it. Here we go. And let's go through this. With this much material in there, you know, you're bound and determined to find something, and I haven't. Well, there's a little speck. There's a little teeny speck right there. Anyhow, you're bound to have gold. Wow. You're bound to have gold up in that carpet. That's a little bit bigger thing than I thought I would see. I'm not sure you can see it, but let's try to get you zoomed in on it here. That's a nice little piece of gold right there. Not sure if you're looking at it or not, but it's right there. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Yes, there is. Look at there. Let's see. Let me get it uncovered here. They're little. You know, they're not nuggets or anything, but you know, I've had this sluice for years, and when that friend of mine passed, I don't know if it ever got cleaned out, but there's two more. So there's 3 little pieces in here and a couple specks that I've seen now. So this is a worthwhile project already, and I haven't even started on it. So I got the carpet all cleaned out. I washed it out with a hose, and you saw the material that was on the bench, and this is what came out of it. So there you go. Okay, about 2 minutes of welding, and got it joined together on both sides. I'll do a little surface grinding there so it fits the box. And no sense in leaving that on the screen for you to watch. I mean, grinding is boring and welding isn't much better. So I'll get this ground off and we'll go from there. Okay, so I got it ground. I might as well show you. It's good weld. It's ground on both sides, and for some reason that's out of sync there. There we go. But so now I'll try to fabricate the way the latch is going to go, and I'll show you that as we go. All right, I'm going to try to put this back together so we have the correct drop on everything. Something I just saw here is somebody's trimmed, whoever had this, maybe my friend did years ago, but I don't know if you can see these edges here. This has all been cut off and they're really sharp. I might grind these off here in just a little bit, but anyhow, in order to get this so everything sits right, probably gonna have to go something like that. Sluice in there, or the rack. I think we're going to want to get that carpet up just a little bit. About like yo. Let's get it folded in here. Maybe. Run there, sweetheart. Okay. Be stubborn right there. Do it this way. I'm just doing this to get a fit for the latches. And that's the way they should work, is like that. And then this should, I'm going to put it the other way just because that's the way it used to be. Put it like yo. And it would have to be like that. That's the way she will go. And then we'll think what I'll do in that upper end, maybe put a little bit of black matting I can put some black matting up in here also. But what I think what I'm going to do now, I'll just clamp this. I think this throat is big enough. That way we'll have an idea where it has to be. That's about what I thought was going to happen. So that way we can get an idea where our latch has to go and where the catch will have to go on it. So I'm going to have the catch about, I think I'm going to put it right on top. That way the latch will pull down and it's spring loaded. Like you. I think that's what we're going to do. So let's see. I think that's what we'll do. And then we'll mark those on both sides and try to get that top one in. Okay, after several attempts, what I've done here is, let me go just a little closer for you. As you can see, I've welded both the catches on both sides here. The reason I did that, in order to get it out where it had to be, I would have to be on the bend of where this piece is bent. And I couldn't get a pop rivet to work there, so decided just to weld them up on both sides. And so we'll go with the spring catch for it now. Give me a second. Okay, so all I've done here, I fastened that down, and I don't know, let's see if you can see. I just made these 2 marks, and I'll drill those, and we'll put a pop rivet in, 2 pop rivets in there, and did the same on the other side. You know, so they'll be right here, right there. And that should hold that catch, and hopefully there's enough clearance here for the riffle rack to go up and down. So let's see what happens. I wasn't sure if anybody was interested in watching this or not, but all I'm doing is I'm taking my latch and my pop rivet gun here and lining up the holes. Got a few burrs on them here, but line up the hole, put the rivet through. Okay. And make sure you have it the right direction, and then just squeeze the gun. So that's there's one. And so if we can line up this other guy here. Like you. Just do a partial turn, rebite it. There you go. And I got them on both sides. So give me a second here, and I'll put this back together and show you how we come out. So there we got it. The spring latches are on, and it holds well. I'm going to put new bolts and nuts in the hinge, and fix this expanded metal, and it'll be ready to go to the field again. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share, and comment, and hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.